Hey guys, Dehan here again, your activator, and I wanted to talk to you today about dressing the part. When you're competing on high levels in anything, it's the small things that count. The small things that make the biggest differences, okay? If you were to take a ball on a string and spin it around in a circle, it's real easy to spin it around in a circle. Okay? But the wider that ball goes out, the longer the string is, the tighter your circle has to get in the middle. Okay? So it's the little things that count. You got to pay more attention to details. You got to tighten up. The more you grow out, the more you expand. Okay? Athletes, when you have athletes, they press their bodies to the limits. They press their bodies and they work and they go to the limits of human performance. And like sprinters, for example, you get sprinters. Now, sometimes you might have a Usain Bolt come along that just beats people by a mile. But a lot of times, the person who comes in first place might win just by a nose. When you are in competition with people who are all trying to pull out the best of what they have the ability to accomplish, and everybody's working for peak performance, everybody's running for that #1 spot. Okay, it's the small things that count. Like, you're not going to get ahead by so much, but if you're going to win, you're winning by just a little bit. Okay, so it's the small things that count, and a lot of times people don't think that the clothes that you wear have that big a deal, because you are who you are. Your personality is not going to change. You are who you are, which is true. You are who you are. But at the same time, you're trying to interact with people and have influence with people and build a reputation with people. Listen, here's the key. You have to hustle until you don't have to introduce yourself anymore. Don't forget that. You have to hustle until you don't have to introduce yourself anymore. There's a verse in scripture that mentions how Jesus walked up to somebody who was on his job, working his job at his place of employment, and said, "Follow me." And dude just got up, left everything that he was doing, and followed Jesus. Why? Because his reputation went ahead of him. Because his reputation, he had already established a presence. His works had already been felt to the point where his reputation went ahead of him. And when the guy was in the presence of Jesus, all Jesus had to do was say, "Follow me." That was enough. I'm coming. So hustle until you don't have to introduce yourself anymore. But while you still have to introduce yourself, before you make a name for yourself, before you establish your presence and what your value and worth is, before you establish who you are, then you have to hustle and you have to present yourself in the best way. And it's the small things that count. So make sure you dress the part. Dress the part. Put on the right clothes. Brush your teeth. Make sure your breath smells good, especially when you have to meet face to face with people. But be on point and pay attention to the small things. All right. That's my message for today, guys. I hope somebody got value out of it. I'm sure you did. If you want more tips, comments, hacks, strategies, insights, etc., shoot me a private message and send me your email address. I'll make sure you get on my newsletter at no cost. And until next time, have a great day, people. Go out there and be productive. Yes, we coming.